Hello everybody. This is Michelle. I'm back with another video, and in this video I'm going to give you guys a moving vlog thing. If I repeat anything in this video, I'm sorry, but the last bit of it is going to be new, just in case I'm repeating myself. So anyways, me and the family are moving at the very beginning of October because our lease expires the last day of September. Hopefully it will be cooler. I really need it to be cooler. And so last year we started getting these letters from the courts and all that, talking about that that the mortgage had not been paid on it, and it was really, really disconcerting to have a landlord that was getting all this money and he was not doing his job. But he was demanding that we do our job, but he wasn't doing his job. So around January I started looking at different places, and most of the places that I liked are now rented to someone else. So back in May we had a housing authority appointment because we had put down that we were not renewing our lease. And so we got a housing authority appointment, and we went there, and we basically told her what was going on, that the house is being foreclosed and we need to move out. But I didn't want to do a lease cancellation because it would cause us to have less time to look for a place and everything. So that was my big concern. I wanted us to have plenty of time to look for a place and talk to the landlord or landlady and all that type of stuff. Well, it was decided that we were going to move back into an apartment instead of finding a house, because Mom was getting sick and tired of how much trouble it costs to maintain. Since me and my brother are both working, I'm now up to 5 days from 1 day, which is a huge achievement. So I'm working more, and I would not have the ability to do things. So it was maybe the middle part, of last month that I found this duplex, and I really liked the rooms. I really liked it, and I emailed her and told her I was interested in seeing it. Went to see it a week before Mom's Social Security check came in. We loved it, and we told her that we wanted it. So she told us what she wanted us to do, and I told her, I said, well, I get paid next week, my brother gets paid next week, my mother gets paid next week, and I will just go ahead and we'll just give you half the security deposit at that time. This was after she said, okay, I'll let you pay half the security deposit, and then you have to come up the other half before they inspect. So I said, okay, that is a fair enough deal. We can pay $775 for security deposit because I work, my brother works, and Mom gets Social Security. So we went to Housing Authority for a briefing, and we got the paperwork, and then we went over there the next day, and I went and gave her half the security deposit, which she was shocked in getting, and the paperwork, which she was like, well, I'm supposed to get this later. So, but she didn't give it back to me. She said, well, when you give me the other half, the security deposit, I'll give you the paperwork. So she said, well, I'm going to have to do a little investigation and all that type of stuff, and I'll let you know on Wednesday if you have it, or if you can if I'll fill the paperwork out. So my brother called me up and asked me if the landlady had called. I said no. He said, well, she called me. I missed the call because I was working. So I texted her. And so I went and I waited for maybe about 25-30 minutes, called him back, asked him if she had responded. He said yes, and he said that we're supposed to go back there next week and that she would give us the filled out paperwork. So in the world of landlords, that means we got the place. So I am very, very happy that we did in fact get it. It really like alleviates a lot of the worries. You know, when you have to move by a certain time, one thing you worry about is, am I going to be able to get myself a place? Mom loves it. She is really uber excited about moving. So now that we have it, next Friday, I gotta, not Friday, not next Friday, I gotta work next Friday. Next Thursday, I am going to go and with my mom, and we're going to go over there and give her, I got some paperwork I failed to give her last week, but I'm going to give her that paperwork, have her do that. And we're going to give her, basically she gives us the paperwork and we're going to give her the rest of the security deposit. And then that gives us the key, and that pulls the sign up from the lawn. So that means it tells people that that place has been rented. And all we have to do is wait for the 5th to come around. When the 5th comes, we can now turn the paperwork in. So we're going to turn the paperwork in, and we'll probably end up seeing a housing specialist probably that day, definitely not long afterwards. And then after that, they schedule a inspection of the unit. And then what ends up happening is once that inspection happens, we have to wait to find out if it passed, because there's new rules now says that the code enforcement or the city cannot tell the landlady or landlord or even us if it passed. We have to wait for the letter. However, the landlady has made it very clear that the code enforcement, he tells her if it passed. I got a good feeling that it'll pass. We did our own inspection. You're supposed to do that before you give the paperwork to the landlady or landlord. And basically, everything was good. There wasn't anything that I was upset about, so it was good. If it passes inspection, then what ends up happening is that's it. That's the end of it. The only thing that we have to wait on is the rent adjustment letter saying how much our rent's going to be. Generally, they'll pay the full amount like in November, but then we got to start paying rent in December, which is fine. That will allow us to basically put money aside with each of our checks to ensure that we have the money, and we may end up having Mom do her portion as well. So I am super excited about it. I'm real excited that we got it, and like I said, it alleviates this this big worry that we had about, like, are we going to be able to move in October? So, I'm not concerned about the rent in December or whatever. I'm more concerned about the now. So, but we got it, and I'm really happy, and I'm looking forward to it. So, after we after we do um, the security deposit and all that type of stuff, I'm gonna start doing videos where I will basically show you guys how the storage progression is going and all that type of stuff, and I will also include like what's going on with the housing authority and everything. And I am really looking forward to this being over with and done, and we can all move on with our lives, and I don't have to worry about anything. But yeah, so I will see you guys around. I hope you guys enjoy the video, and until next time, may you be blessed.